Meanwhile, in Spain today, Real Madrid in action, the defending champions beating Real Valladolid by 1-0 in their first home match of the season. Vinicius Jr. With the only goal of the game. Julien and Ali Moreno join us to reflect on this. Ali, this is your thing now, isn't it? Watching Real Madrid. What a lucky man you are.
I am blessed, Dan. Very blessed. Hashtag blessed. Honestly, everything is hard work right now for Real Madrid. None of the games that they have played this season, you can sit back and say, you know what, they were definitively better than the other team. They were dominant. They had the ball and created chances and were the dominant starting 11 that you would expect Real Madrid to have, and that they would be far superior to Valladolid. And that's not really the case. And when you evaluate the game and you think, all right, well, who had a really outstanding match for Real Madrid? Who was out of this world? Nobody, really. You can say that Thibaut Courtois made a couple of big saves, and that's about it. You can say that Luka Modric had a very good first half, but then faded in the second half. You can say that Valverde ran around the whole game and was busy and active and covered a lot of ground. But in terms of having an outstanding performance, you just don't get that from Real Madrid. And so what you get is a lot of sort of average to just a little bit above average performances, and therefore they don't create the separation that they should from teams like Valladolid. And so they depend on a missed clearance and sort of pass back that didn't quite go and a deflection that just falls to Vinicius, and Vinicius finishes 1-0 and they'll take it. And that's really what Real Madrid has been this season. It's just not quite where they need to be, but they'll take the 3 points today, although not convincing.
Jules, I know that it's early on in the season. I know they're defending champions, but when you look at Real Madrid, they want to be there in the conversation with Bayern Munich, with Liverpool. They are absolutely miles behind at the moment.
Yes, you're right. It was laborious tonight again, as Ali explained really well earlier. I think the Zidane trying that 4-4-2 again with Luka, Jovic and Karim Benzema up front. I like the fact that he's trying it. I'm not so convinced by that formation, especially with Valverde and Isco on the two wings, if you want. We saw Jovic with what, 3 big chances, one on the corner, the header saved by Roberto, and the other 2 that he should have really scored and or at least put on target, and he missed the target. He's clearly very, very low on confidence, which you can understand after the season, the really terrible season he had last year. But I'm not really sure how well they can play those two together, and I think you take away a lot from Karim Benzema as well when you put Luka Jovic next to him. But that's for Zidane to sort out. But there were other issues. As we said, it was an unbalanced team. They conceded far too many chances, and I'm sure Zidane won't be happy at all by how unbalanced the team was and how easy it was really for Valladolid to create the chances, and for Courtois to once again having to come out with big saves. He was man of the match again, and I guess the only positive is that even when they're not playing well like tonight or like against Betis, they're still winning, because you would expect them to improve the content of the games and the performances.
Traditionally, Ali, of course, over the years, Real Madrid have got players that get you out of your seat. Eden Hazard was supposed to be like the next step in that. However, including the match squad, withdrawn because of injury, out for 3 to 4 weeks, this is getting far too familiar.
It is, and as you know, Dan, my oldest son Alejandro is turning 16 this year, so we're searching for a car for him. We go out and about, and one of the main concerns that we have when we look for a car for our son is, let's make sure that this car is not a lemon. Well, I can tell you that in the case of Eden Hazard, Real Madrid must be very concerned that they found themselves a lemon, a player who is prone to injury, a player who's prone to issues, a player who has not been fit, and whenever he has been on the field has not really produced the results that you invested upon, the results that you invested in terms of what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to take the position of Cristiano Ronaldo. He was supposed to deliver at that sort of level, perhaps with not the same level of productivity regarding goals, but having an impact game in and game out. And what you have had from Eden Hazard is injury after injury, lack of fitness after lack of fitness. And the more that this goes on, the more pressure there's going to be on Eden Hazard, because people and their patience are running out. It's simple as that. I find that if you're a Real Madrid fan, you're saying, well, wait a minute, when is this going to happen? When is the world-class player going to show up? And is he ever going to show up? And here's the other thing. If you're Eden Hazard, you know that you cannot trust your body right now. And you're going to try to push yourself to get on the field. But because you cannot trust your body, then you don't have the level of confidence to do the things that opened the door at Real Madrid for you to begin with. And so we go back into this vicious circle in which he's going to try to get back on, and it's not going to work out because he's not quite ready. The confidence is not there. He's not scoring goals. He's not producing. He's not having the impact he's having at Schalke. Real Madrid right now dangerously close to having bought a lemon for themselves.
A 100 million euro lemon, let's not forget that. And Jules, the problem as well with all of this within the media in Spain is the fact that when he arrived overweight. And that has been a key thing. And it may have nothing to do with the injuries now, and probably doesn't, but we know what happens. We know the narrative, and we now know how this is pushed.
That's right, although he always had those extra kilos when he comes back from holidays. He's had it in France at Lille when he was young. He had it at Chelsea. He would lose that extra weight pretty quickly, and then usually would be okay with injuries, and that would not be a problem anymore. It's quite clear that since he joined Real Madrid that there is that issue. There are those injuries. I spoke to someone really close to him tonight before the show, and Eden is devastated. He was really looking forward to coming back. He felt just a little thing last night, and then when he did the test this morning, it was a bigger strain, a bigger injury that will keep him out for longer than what they thought. And yes, there will be the international break, but even after that, I don't know exactly when he will be fit. And talking about international break, by the way, it reminds us that earlier this month, at the beginning of September, he went back with Belgium, spent 10 days over there, didn't play a single minute, where he could have maybe spent that time in Madrid with the medical staff of the club to maybe get fitter. And again, I don't think that really helped his recovery or his fitness overall.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.